A small rustic kitchen has a unique charm that makes it feel warm, inviting, and full of character. There's something special about the cozy, lived-in feel of a rustic space. With its natural materials, vintage touches, and simple yet functional design. And the best part? You don't need a huge budget to create a stunning rustic kitchen. With a little creativity, smart choices, and a DIY mindset, you can transform even the tiniest space into a beautiful and practical rustic retreat without breaking the bank. Whether you love the look of weathered wood, antique finds, or farmhouse-style charm, there are plenty of ways to bring rustic style into your kitchen while keeping costs low. One of the easiest ways to give your kitchen a rustic feel is by embracing natural materials. Wood is a staple of rustic design, and incorporating it into your kitchen can instantly add warmth and character. Reclaimed wood is a fantastic option if you're on a budget. It's often more affordable than brand new materials, and it brings a sense of history and authenticity to your space. You can use reclaimed wood for open shelving, a small kitchen island, or even a DIY backsplash. If you already have cabinets, consider giving them a rustic makeover by sanding them down and adding a distressed or weathered finish. A simple coat of chalk paint in earthy tones like white, gray, or sage green can give them that charming, rustic farmhouse look without the expense of a full remodel. Open shelving is another budget-friendly way to enhance the rustic aesthetic of a small kitchen. Instead of bulky upper cabinets, which can make a small space feel cramped, open shelves made of reclaimed wood or metal brackets give the kitchen an open, airy feel. Not only do they provide storage for everyday essentials, but they also allow you to showcase rustic dishware, vintage mugs, mason jars, and even potted herbs. The key to making open shelving work is keeping it organized. Stick to a neutral color palette for dishes and add a few decorative elements like woven baskets or antique kitchen tools for a curated, rustic look. Lighting plays a huge role in setting the mood in a rustic kitchen, and you don't have to spend a fortune to get the right look. Swapping out modern light fixtures for something with a more vintage or industrial feel can make a big difference. Consider pendant lights with metal shades, exposed bulbs, or even DIY mason jar lights for a touch of rustic charm. Thrift stores, flea markets, and even online marketplaces are great places to find unique, budget-friendly lighting options. If rewiring isn't an option, plug-in sconces or battery-operated LED lights can give you that warm, cozy glow without the need for electrical work. Countertops can be one of the biggest expenses in a kitchen, but there are budget-friendly ways to get a rustic look without splurging on expensive materials. Butcher block countertops are a classic rustic choice and can often be found at a reasonable price, especially if you're willing to install them yourself. If you already have existing countertops that aren't quite the look you want, consider using a faux wood contact paper or painting laminate surfaces with a stone-textured paint to create the illusion of a more rustic material. Another creative option is using concrete. It has a rugged, handmade appeal that fits perfectly in a rustic kitchen, and DIY concrete countertops can be surprisingly affordable. Backsplashes are another way to add rustic charm to a kitchen, and there are plenty of budget-friendly options. White subway tiles are a classic choice that works well in rustic spaces, especially when paired with dark grout for an aged look. If you want something with more texture and character, consider peel and stick faux brick panels, beadboard, or even wood planks to create a shiplap-inspired backsplash. These options are not only cost-effective, but they're also relatively easy to install yourself, saving you money on labor costs. Cabinet hardware and small details can make a big impact in a rustic kitchen without costing a fortune. Swapping out standard drawer pulls and cabinet knobs for vintage-style hardware in oil-rubbed bronze, matte black, or distressed brass can instantly give your kitchen a more rustic feel. Even simple touches like adding wooden corbels under shelves, installing a farmhouse-style sink, or hanging a pot rack with cast iron cookware can elevate the space without a major investment. Flooring in a rustic kitchen should feel warm and natural, but replacing floors can be costly. If you already have hardwood floors, consider refinishing them to bring out their natural beauty. If new flooring is needed, budget-friendly options like laminate that mimics the look of distressed wood or vinyl plank flooring in a warm, rustic tone can give you the look without the price tag of real hardwood. Even a well-placed area rug, like a jute or vintage style runner, can add warmth and texture to a rustic kitchen without requiring a full floor renovation. Furniture and decor are where you can really have fun with rustic style without spending too much. If you have space for a small dining area, look for secondhand or upcycled tables and chairs with a weathered finish. A simple wooden bench can add farmhouse charm and provide flexible seating. Consider repurposing old furniture. An antique dresser can be turned into extra kitchen storage, or a wooden ladder can be hung on the wall to display dish towels or herbs. Vintage signs, framed botanical prints, or an old window frame repurposed as wall decor can add rustic charm without costing much. Don't forget greenery. Potted herbs like rosemary, basil, or thyme not only add a fresh, natural element, but they're also practical for cooking. A rustic kitchen is all about a cozy, welcoming feel, so textiles play a big role in tying everything together. Layering in simple, natural fabrics like linen or cotton can add warmth without feeling too heavy. A soft, patterned kitchen rug, striped or checkered dish towels, and woven placements all contribute to that laid-back rustic vibe. If you love a farmhouse-style look, a curtain under the sink instead of a cabinet door is an easy and affordable way to bring in a charming, old-fashioned touch. One of the best things about rustic style is that it embraces imperfections, which means you don't need everything to be new or polished. A little wear and tear, a slightly distressed finish, or a mix of different wood tones all add to the character of a rustic kitchen. Shopping secondhand, visiting flea markets, and even doing a little DIY can help you achieve the look without overspending. Repurposing and upcycling are big parts of rustic design. So think outside the box. An old wooden crate can become open shelving. A vintage door can be transformed into a tabletop. And leftover wood can be used to create decorative signs or accents. The beauty of a small rustic kitchen is that it feels warm, lived in, and full of personality, no matter the size or budget. Even with a tiny footprint, you can make the space feel open and inviting by choosing light, natural colors, maximizing vertical storage, and keeping the layout simple and functional. Rustic design thrives on a sense of nostalgia and craftsmanship, so embrace pieces that feel meaningful and add a personal touch. Whether you love the farmhouse charm of shiplap walls, the rugged appeal of reclaimed wood, or the cozy feel of vintage decor, there are endless ways to create a rustic kitchen that feels both beautiful and budget-friendly. At the end of the day, a rustic kitchen isn't about perfection. It's about warmth, function, and creating a space that feels like home. With a mix of affordable materials, DIY projects, and secondhand treasures, you can design a kitchen that reflects your style and makes every meal feel a little more special. The best part is that rustic kitchens evolve over time, so you can start small and continue adding to it as you find new pieces and inspiration. Whether you're drawn to a farmhouse-style space or a more cabin-inspired rustic look, the key is to embrace the charm of imperfection, use natural textures, and make the most of what you have. With a little creativity and resourcefulness, your small rustic kitchen can become a cozy, welcoming haven where you love to cook, gather, and enjoy the simple pleasures of everyday life.